But yeah, I heard from somebody the reason why it's not like culturally acceptable for mods, or like the developers might not be interested, is because like they see it as a failing on their own part that people would mod the game, and so they kind of want to lock that down so people can't kind of take away from their vision, which I can understand. Like I can understand why modding would be I can see why people would be opposed to modding. It just sucks because it's just like, man, why can't I hit you? Okay, there we go. If I made a video game and people started modding the hell out of it, as long as they didn't, like, straight up make their own version of my game and say, like, we made Wander's game, but better. And it's like, like, that would suck a little bit if they more or less were just marketing it as such, but that would be, like, super shitty, and I don't think... Oh, all of these are good. I'm gonna go with smoked salmon first, and then we'll go for the toughness. But, like, you know, I'm toying with the idea of messing around with some, let's see. I'm toying around with, like, the idea of finally knuckling down and maybe doing some game development this year as just like a, hey, I don't have any major things going on in my life except for, I guess, getting married. Which is pretty freaking major. Like, that's actually, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit more major than game development, but... Like, otherwise, I'm not moving, I'm not going to be, like, going anywhere exciting or anything like that. I'm not, you know, traveling the world or anything of the sort. And so... Let's see. Ow. Poison. Yeah, pretty sure that's not affected by... Pretty sure that is not affected by, There we go. Evasion or shields or... What am I even saying? I don't know. Brain's distracted. Too many things to kind of focus on in this game. Okay, stay the hell away from both of these. Stay away from the succubi because scary, but whatever. Okay. As long as they require my game to play their mod, I'd be okay with it. Yep. I'm pretty much in the same boat. And even then, like, if it spun off into being an original thing, but everybody was still being, like, brought back into my game, like, I guess the easy example would be, like, I'm pretty sure if I were the Valve, or if I was Valve and I heard about, like, Black Mesa, I would have been pretty chill with Black Mesa's existence, just being like, yeah, I've kind of stopped development on my own series. I got other things to do. Like, I'd be okay with that. But obviously, I'm not Valve. I'm not particularly... come on! I'm not Valve. I haven't even gotten into game development. I'm probably just going to be screwing around with Game Maker for the next, like, 2 months, being like, man, can I actually do this sort of thing? And then eventually I'll get bored and move on to something else. I mean, nice part is, there is no reason why... Oh, I need to remember to let my, I need to let my shields recover. Because they don't just come back. I have to be out of combat for them to come back. And then I have to actually wait for them to... come back along the way. Okay. But yeah, Dota and LoL and stuff like that. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Blizzard isn't a little pissed off that they effectively were host to one of the biggest new genres in gaming and weren't able to, like, properly capitalize on it. But that's kind of their own fault. Actually, 2 new genres. Well, no. I guess that's weird. Yeah, we've had two new genres, like, really become a thing recently. And interestingly enough, they both spawned de facto Hairwax the Wind Spirit. I think that's actually really good, because that makes me invincible during dashes. It's better than her, probably. She's still good, but it's not amazing. And multiple new genres. Sort of, because Dota came from... What was it? It wasn't Heroes of New Earth. My brother remembers this better, because my brother was big on MOBAs back in Warcraft 3 days. But that legitimately came from Warcraft 3. I would say auto chess and stuff came from Dota 2 mod more than anything else, which at that point had already escaped Blizzard. Aeon of Strife, there we go. That's the one my brother played. Nope, not Defense of the Ancients. Defense of the Ancients is Dota. Dota was not the first MOBA, it was just the one that actually was good. And that was the one that people played. Steel Guard Sword, the Colt, Serrated Sword. We have the Colt, though. We want the Advanced Gun, or whatever it's called. Each attack increases your attack speed by 20%. It's two-handed, though. Let's see. Might want to try the Serrated Sword. And we'll grab the dangerous shotgun. I don't actually know if this is going to be better. We'll see how it goes. And there's a StarCraft map. Oh, that's what it was. I remember my brother specifically had played both, and was just gonna shell that lady. Certainly digging the multi-stab, and yeah, the invincibility while dashing is going to be handy. Because, yeah, I don't have it for my skills. So getting it as an alternate extra thing? I don't know. Dota's by Ice Frog, who refined it. And some other people. But, yeah, definitely mostly Ice Frog. Let's see, what was the StarCraft mod? It was like a tower defense that you used to play. I mean, Cube TD and Element TD are some of the main ones that I'd play. What else was there? There were some other ones. Lots. Hero Line Wars. I like that one. That was less of a tower defense, though. Let's pick this up. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get one more food buff in here. Hoping I'd be able to, but... oh well. But, just to finish my thing. I want to try this. Rare two-handed. It's on sale. Freaking sure, why not? I don't actually know if it's going to be good, but why not? Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. Just to finish my thought about... do I want to give up the Samurai Soul? Nah, there's some pretty good katanas. Let's give up the big paintbrush. It's not that amazing. I'll just keep tributing small amounts of these things. Just games that spawn specifically from Warcraft and or Warcraft offshoots. And I'm sure current Blizzard hates themselves for missing this opportunity and being like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's just custom maps. It'll just keep people playing Warcraft. You know, we don't need to do anything about it. And then Dota just splits off as Dota 2, and then it's just like, oh, well, shit. Okay. So the answer is, multi-slash is very important to my own success here. Why do these guys? Why do these guys have grenades hanging from the ceiling? I have no idea, but still. Let's see, what game maker platform are you planning on using? 2? Question mark? I don't know, I haven't messed around with any of them. I've just heard Game Maker is probably the easiest platform to mess with for 2D games. Body feels lighter, attack speed, and movement speed. Dang! Let's get rid of this. Actually, get rid of a couple of these things? Guess I'll slap her back on. See, Hearthstone spawned from Warcraft and caused a huge resurgence in digital card games. Blizzard actually did that one. That's true. They're probably sitting pretty fat and happy as a result of Hearthstone. In fact, unless I'm mistaken, between Hearthstone and... Wow! I am floaty. Between Hearthstone and Overwatch, Blizzard pretty much did a 180 as a company, which is really interesting to watch. A little unfortunate because I'm not super interested in modern Blizzard anymore. Let's see. Go for the max health first. None of these are amazing. I'm pretty sure that's the Colt. Yeah, that's the Colt there. I don't know what this is. That's the Sand. I think that's the Ring of Speed. No, obviously we could go for the One Ring. Or Lord of the Rings, sorry. I want to get her, the combat helper. Haven't seen her go by, though. I don't think any of these are really amazing. I'm gonna grab this, whatever it is. Thunder Kunai. Okay. It looks like it's just Kunai, but a little bit more flat damage, less on the immediate. I don't know. Bloodstone Longsword. It's actually a really solid weapon. And there's another Ring of Speed anyway. And they've also got Diablo 4 in the works, which you're hoping isn't going to be garbage. I hope so too. I'm not holding my breath. I think it'll be okay. I'm not sure if it's going to be interesting. That was the problem I ran into with Diablo 3, is like, to actually get to the cool stuff, you had to play the game a lot. And that's hard for me. I prefer games that, like, let you go ridiculous quick. Also, I think just in general, I've been won over really hard by, like, just indie game developers lately, to the point where it's actually really difficult for me to be super interested in, AAA development of any variety. Just because it's so much easier for me to just get into, like, weird indie games, play it for a little while, and then be like, man, that was a fun game, and I don't have to worry about, like, grind or commitment issues, or, like, the developers going super dirty. Most of the time. There are some real shitty developers out there, but at least most of them aren't, like, terrible. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, AAA games are expensive, so the developers don't want to take risks, and it gets boring as a result. Oh, yeah! Oh, is that lava in there? Oh, was I just standing in fire? I might have just been standing in fire. I'm just taking some shitty hits here for no good reason. Like, I really hope to see someday... No, I guess that wasn't fire. I don't know, being super floaty is actually making it really hard for me to avoid a lot of hits. But it's okay. I really hope we see some AAA companies someday that are just, like, pure indie. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but like, how rad would it be to have a company the size of Ubisoft, but it's just like a bunch of really skilled indie developers working as like one big company? And like, effectively, if Supergiant had like 5 teams making Supergiant games instead of like bigger and bigger games constantly. I think that's the closest I can come to describing what I kind of want. What do you want? Points at the side. Give blood! Oh, that's max HP. Now, I'm pretty sure I can't have 2 of these on at the same time. Yeah, so that's actually significantly less cool than I was hoping it would be. But it was worth it just to find out what the heck this does. The minute investors and venture capital comes in, it gets harder to have that kind of freedom. Yep. Which is why, like, it would be really cool to see a company do that. I'm almost kind of hoping that's what Microsoft does with a lot of the companies that it's picking up. Because originally that's what I was hoping that Valve would do. You know, they keep picking up indie teams to do question mark with. And, I mean, Valve's doing fine. But, like, how cool would it have been if, like, Valve had picked up Campo Santo and I believe they also picked up the Kerbal Space Program people and some other things and just, like, said, yeah, just, like, make a game every 2 years. Here's unlimited funds. Make them as cool as possible. I'd be all over that. Haven't seen anybody actually fulfill that, though. I'm assuming it's a lot harder to do than I'm giving it credit for. It just makes me sad because, like, I don't know. Yeah, Campo Santo game they announced should be coming out eventually. Yeah, and I know we've got Kerbal 2, I think? And I know Kerbal 2 is, like, soonish. Or am I completely mistaking this one? I don't remember. Sounds like a business decision that would be hard to sell to investors, but kind of sad, but yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine it would work entirely organically. Like, you'd effectively have to be Supergiant, except for you slowly expand, but you never broaden your, like, scope. Like, you keep everything small. Because, I guess, easy example is, like, I don't really like Ubisoft games. I find them to be boring and, like, overdone. With the exception of their indie games. Like, Child of Light looked awesome when Shell was playing it. And, Child of Light looked awesome. I really enjoyed Grow Home, Grow Up. And the recent Rayman games were fantastic. And, like, I would absolutely gladly play more of those games. As, like, series if they came out nowadays. But they don't. And that sucks for me, because those are really cool games. And I feel like it would be healthier for the market in general if that sort of thing was, like, the norm as opposed to the exception. I know, interestingly enough, I know that's supposed to be what Game Freak does. That they kind of have, like, indie, let's see. Kerbal Studio got bought by Take-Two. Oh, could be wrong about that. Also, thank you, Druidiclich, for the 6-month resub. Been a big fan for a bit. Want to let you know I love your content. Sadly, we're less active in chat for a while. Hope you're having a great night. I'm having a great night. I know it's a shame you won't be around as much. I hope you are doing something worthwhile with your time away from me, because then I'd understand it. If you were doing stuff like just sleeping constantly, I might question things and ask, like, see doctor. This seems like something, but I don't know what to do about it, so I'm just going to ignore it and drink some water. He is a lich. I mean, technically he's a Baelnorn, but still. Whap, dogs. Yeah, maybe a fire item to get me through. Let's see. Stopped after the first episode to avoid CrossCode, but how highly would you rate and recommend CrossCode? And who would you say it's for? Okay, CrossCode is one of the best games I've ever played. It is... The characters are absurdly well written for... I'd say not for how little you see them. You definitely get to talk to them a lot, but there's not quite as much development for some of the side characters as I'd like. But, like, it's just so good. And it is one of the like best games in terms of like combat styles I've seen. Level design and everything is obscene. And it has one of the best examples of a silent protagonist I have ever seen too. So if you're interested in seeing effectively a perfect game, that would be one that I would point to. I don't think there's much that I could say about that game, except for maybe some difficulty options for some people. It got a little hard. But I just tanked through it. Oh, New Game Plus for CrossCode came out. Neat. I might take a look at that. Oh, shoot. I zeroed on an Unsatiation. I should have been doing stuff about that. No, well, let's see. Go. Defense. What's my defense now? 38. Yeah, that'll help. I still don't have any good guns. I'll make it work. Okay, I don't have any good offhanders. I have the blunderbuss. I have the bloodstone longsword, but that's not actually as good as I was hoping it would be. I think the thunder kunai is better. I have no idea if it is or not. Dangerous shotgun might be good. Just want a good offhander. I don't know if I care for the poison. We'll go back for this. I just want a good offhand weapon to mix with it, but all of these are main hands. I do have the dagger, but the dagger is like downright... It's not great. Why did I do the thing that I just did? Oh. Oh, did I actually take damage from that? I'm unsure. Okay, this guy ain't so bad. Then again, I do a lot of damage. So there's that. So I wonder if you've been to any of the bars in Portland yet. I don't, I mean, yeah, I've been to Outrage, mainly. But that's mostly just because... there's boba. And that's about it. I don't really go drinking much. No, I guess I've also been to the Waypost and like one or two other ones. I don't generally do bars. I'm not much of a drinker. I had one half glass of hot buttered rum. Ow, cripes. Freaking leave me alone. I had one glass of hot buttered rum. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to this thing. Oh, I guess you can't destroy those missiles. Ow. I just ate that. I didn't take nearly as much damage as I thought, but still. That's okay. But yeah, I had one glass of hot buttered rum on Christmas Eve, and I was drunk for a few hours. And, like, same's generally said about, like, any alcoholic drinks that I have. I'm just not built for it in the same way that some other people are. I don't really get messy drunk, but it's not worth it for me. And so, yeah, usually I just kind of give it a pass. I should, like, be a little bit more adventurous. The other problem is it's a bit of a drive for me to go in. Pistol sword. What? Okay. Unique sword with a built-in pistol ignites the sword. The explosive substance within the sword. Well, we got a gun blade, so we'll figure it out. So, did you record Drunk Factorio? Fine if you didn't. Nah, I was on the phone with my... Well, phone. I was in Discord with my brother and my dad, and we only had one microphone for the two of them. Which... Suffice to say, not really conducive to good audio quality on Christmas with, like, my brother's girlfriend and my mother in the background. Okay, going back to this thing. The Bloodstone Sword actually gave me some... wait, hold up. I should try this. At least before I, like, poo-poo its existence. Okay, it's pretty good. Stand the heck away from that. Okay, we gotta find food. Sooner than later. Let's see, honey meat is good, but pricey. I've been having, whoops. I've been having, Viking blood. As far as, like, my meat of choice around here. I've tried some other ones, but... I think the can that I bought was, like, old, because it tasted like piss. It was super bad. I'll have to see if there's, like, any other ones, but I barely drink, so it's very hard for me to get through my existing alcohol supply, and I've got a lot. I've been trying. It's very difficult to say, like, yeah, I'm gonna go out drinking when I've got, like, 2 bottles of sake downstairs and a whole bottle of rum, bottle of... what the... Okay. Yeah, bottle of rum, bottle of sake, bottle of... half a bottle of wine. What else is there? The mead. The aforementioned mead. I gotta find it. Whoop! I didn't know this guy had missiles. That's okay. Guess we're going down. And we might zero out on satiation again. Okay. Shit. Okay, got that down. I just have to kill that guy, and we're home free-ish. There we go. I wish for food? It says no food. There we go, food. Okay, we almost zeroed out. It actually really isn't that big of a deal, but still. Ooh, 30% attack speed. That's damn good. Get the evasion. Let's get the attack speed. I can almost get another one, actually. I'll probably go for the deluxe burger. Get a little bit more defense. Really try some kind of alcohol. 26, I haven't tried any yet. I always... I mean, for starters, and I mean, this is kind of the obvious thing, but drink in moderation. I've known some people that are like, alcohol's good! And then they go, like, bananas for their first time ever. You have to realize, like, you don't get drunk instantly. Some people do. But most people I know, including me, get drunk very slowly. Or, like, it takes a while before it hits. And at that point, it's a bit late. I did not give you a whole lot of room to deal with some of this stuff. Oh! Oh, wait, no. Well, I'm being poisoned by something, which sucks. Zweihander, which is pretty good. Russian roulette. That's a pretty good Zweihander. Let's sell the saber and the falx. I gotta get rid of the short sword. Okay. Oh, I'm too poor. Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna go up here first. Let's see. Steel Warhammer. Yeah. Pistol sword. Electric guitar. Bear blessing of the sage. I know I can sell some of these things, but I probably don't need to. Yeah, stay away from shots. Start with mellower drinks. Yup. How do you get rid of the short sword? You can just throw it away. Which is what I should do. Okay. Dude's pissed off, but he can't hit me. Which is good, because he sucks. And I hate him. Wow. I'm aggressive. All I need is, like, a really good ranged weapon, and I become scary. Well, there's the Ring of Midas, which actually is really good. I'm liking the randomized stats. It's something that they added recently to this game, as far as I'm concerned. I don't remember them, at least... Oh, hey. You, Koblavina. I've heard about you. It's a fight. No, but you seem strong enough. It's a fight! We've saved Liam. Ooh, the snap? Alright. Like another Thunder Kunai, which I'm unfortunately going to assume is a main hand weapon. Yeah, food's getting pricey. We might want to start selling some things. I think my main problem with stuff like drinking and whatnot is there's a bunch of other things that I'd rather do and spend money on. Like, easy example is, like, I went to a board game store earlier today. Yeah, speaking of vices and addictions. Ow, 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 ow. Speaking of vices and addictions, I went to a Warhammer Warhammer store, like an officially licensed Games Workshop board game miniature store and whatnot. And wait, I have the Ring of Midas. Oh, maybe it just means more gold drops as opposed to, like, increases the value of gold. That probably makes more sense. Let's see. But yeah, it was interesting to actually walk around and see, like, what an official store like that would have. Let's see. But I was looking at, like, the prices for certain things, and I'm just like, cripes. This hobby. I'd like to get just a functional set for Warhammer someday. But not anytime soon, because that would be very expensive. Oh, so this one heals me more than the other ones. Probably want the max health and the small amount of defense over these two, maybe? Maybe I'll compromise, go for the crit chance. Yeah, pretty sure I can't get that. Let's see. Anything else? No. Pretty sure I'm too poor for this Zweihander. Yeah. I don't think that's going to change. We got the shotgun. Interesting. I'm unsure if that's worth it. Certainly does do a lot of damage. Wanderbots does a little bit more, but it runs out. I think we want the serrated sword over the blood sword for this. I think I'm just gonna go bananas on the guy. And I do have invincibility dodges, which is good. I really need to get a better offhand than what I'm rolling. Ah, still got me. Yeah, unsurprised. This guy sucks. And I don't actually get to keep something with me this time around, which is a bit of a shame, but I've saved two characters. Oh, but I have no money. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, let's go back to this guy, see what he says. Oh, it's you, Build. Training Center. Adds a new ability, but I have no money. No more money.